No intro music, so I'm going to wait a few minutes for everyone to get here. I'll just talk in the meantime. This is a 2-hour live stream. We're supposed to be. I'll be doing Flintknapping and chatting with people in the chat. Yep. And I'll also be using a separate phone to check the chat, so that sometimes confuses people. Okay. I will give shout outs in the beginning to everyone who is early or on time. I'm a little late because I was doing an auction. Okay, so let me just refresh this. I'm looking on my phone here. I got two. Why do I have two notifications? Can't see. Well, that's the previous one. Okay. That's the previous one. All right, so we have audio, right? Let me see if I can see who's in the chat. It doesn't display correctly. Well, I can check it like this, I suppose. Hey, Marty is first. Hello. Marty YB is first. Mr. Jim, good evening. Hey, Sal's here. Blades and Points by SGP. That's Sal. Hello. Graylin Landry is here. Aaron Bobby Estes is here. Sam Folks is here. Alan Young. Moana Mason, hello. Mac Bales, did I already say hi? No. Stoneface is here. Let's see, Andrew Humphrey's here. Yeah, Andrew Humphrey won the Adina point. Yes. And you'll need to send me an email. If you can't send me an email, you got to send me your address in some way so I can mail your package. I take PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. I don't know what else, but yeah, we can arrange something. Let's see. I think this is, Andrew Humphrey's first auction win. Let's see here. Mike Mason is here. Yep. Marty wins the door prize. Yulia is here. Hey, Patrick, it's Gunny hanging out for the live nap. Yep. Dockenstein. Hey, Bill. The Feathered Frontiersman. Hey, Pat, I'm still stuck at work, but I can hear you. Okay, cool. Mike's a smidge late trying to make calcium acetate from scratch. Oh, dang. Let's see. Chris Lithic is here. Hey, Pat and chat. Jesse. Hey, Jesse sent me some music. Maybe I'll play it during a live stream just to test it out. I'll play it from this phone that I'm checking the chat with. Let's see. David Rushing. Hey, Pat, good to be here. Yep. Good to see you. All righty. So let's see. Let me just get into the proper window for the live stream here. Hold on a second. Okay, there, I can see things better now. Is Jake live? Gulf Coast Knapping is also live. What's he doing? What is that? He's drinking something? I don't have the volume on.
About 6.5 years.
Yeah, Jake's on here. He's live.
Yeah, Jake's on here.
Okay, so let's see. Who else we got? All right, I'm going to start napping. Today I can do whatever I want, right? It's supposed to be a rock to point. But I can make whatever I want because that's the way I roll on Mondays. It's a rock to point, so let me grab a rock. Get a challenging one. This one is an odd colored shirt. this is a challenging piece. Okay, so this one's going to be hard to nap because it's an odd color. It's a lighter chert, so it's usually not going to nap that well. Or I can nap this blocky piece that's difficult to thin down. Which one is it? Which one shall it be? I'll take requests, yeah. Jesse, Cigar Fund, $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Awesome. Dang, I put my phone down and I miss everything. Thank you, thank you. Steve Salzgiver is here. Good evening, good evening. Let me put my glasses on. That's better. Okay, who else? Who else? Hey, Sal says, I like to drink a Weineken and have some French fries. What does that mean? Simon Sig says, right? What does that mean? People talking in code tonight. Let's see here. Alan Young says both. Senku is here. Which one is your fave? Are you talking to me? Somebody's going to make a song about woodpecker lips. Nap, my favorite? Well, neither one of these is my favorite. Yeah. Button watch, favorite rock. Bill is here, says my guys. Brah. Okay, so which one should I nap? We got the probably dry and difficult to nap light colored road rock chert, or this difficult one here. I'll probably just do both. How's that? We'll do both. The lighter one, says Mr. Jim. Senku say, okay, if neither are your favorite, then nap the brown one. Yeah, so we got to vote for each one. Hey, Bobby Estes, Aaron, $9.99 super chat. By face both, nap the best one. By face both of them, nap the best one. Okay. Simon Sig says, heck yeah. All right, so I will nap both of them and see how it goes. Yep. So I'm going to use copper tools. Oh yes, that's how I roll on Mondays. Did I ever say that? I already said that. How many ways do I roll? Depends on how many times I say it. Yeah. Okay, so are we gonna use the marker to show you where I'm gonna hit? Yeah, that's what I always do nowadays. Let's put up the sign and see what else we got going on here. What else can I put on here? Well, I'll wait. I'll leave that space open for something that comes up. Yep. If it needs to be clarified or if I need to talk some smack, I'll put it up on there. How's that? So, where's my marker? Do I have it? I do have it. I do have it. So I knocked something off of here earlier just to see if it was okay. So where are my options? Well, I can hit there, run this way. I can go over here, hit there, and just take off a piece this way. Or I can come around the back side and maybe do something up here. I can knock this, hit this, run that, just to knock that off. Why? Because it gives me an opportunity to hit this way later. See, if you hit down this way, on the surface, it scoops something out. It breaks this like that, but it scoops it out like this. So it gives you an angle to hit this way. It might even do more than that. So it gives you like a little ledge to hit that way. But I like this one better. I like this one too. This is already on a clean face. Well, that's on a clean face too. You want to nap from clean faces. Like this is a clean face, kind of, sort of. I can hit there and go that way. Takes off this, and hopefully it goes this way a little bit. That way it'll allow me to hit this way. take off stuff that way. If this one doesn't work to go this way, I can hit down there, pop that off, and then hit this way from that angle. I'm one step ahead, okay? I'm thinking one step ahead. Always one step ahead on almost everything. As far as where to hit. There's always a plan A and plan B. And there's one step ahead set up. I tend to set up some opportunities one step ahead. All right, so we're going to do that first. Let's see. Dockenstein is here. Hey, got dirt on your face? Uh-oh. Let's see. What looks good to me, said David Rushing. Neither one of these looks good to me. That's why I'm asking you guys. Yeah. So that one. What did I do? Okay, so I hit just above that dot. First I hit too low, and then I hit right above it. So it worked out pretty good, actually, to hit above that dot. Now what? I'm going to hit this one. Yeah. It's not that great of a place to hit, but I'm going to hit it anyway. So I missed. I didn't hit it. I hit over here. But something happened. What happened? That happened. That's actually not bad. I missed it totally, but it worked. This is a 14-ounce bopper, just in case you don't know. You can't tell by the video what kind of bopper it is. Dang it. So I can still hit that. I missed it the first time, but there's still an opportunity to hit it again. I can still get a flake from there. I missed it again. I'm over too much to the side. But I got a good flake. Yeah. Don't have to be perfect. See, I haven't even hit it yet. Let's see, what else? What else was I going to do? I need to start shooting flakes from the other direction. So let me hit downward where I was going to hit downward before. See how I didn't take as much off as I was thinking, right? I was thinking maybe take a little bit more off, but it's better that I only take a little bit. So now I got that angle. I can hit this way on a fresh face, right? So I have options here. I can hit there, there, or there. Okay. I'm going to hit this side. First, I'm going to take off some of that weak areas. Let's see what I got. All right, let's just going to do this side. Why do I do that side? So I can start trying to make it bifacial. It's going to take, I want to take off this area. I'm going to hit like that. It should take off this mess. I don't want that mess in there. Okay. Oh, I hit it right on there. Does that mean it was going to be perfect, what I predicted? No, but it got rid of some of that mess. Okay, so now I'm going to hit the other side. I'm going to run that side because I need to get rid of this mess. I'm going to hit probably higher than that dot. Nope, hit right on the dot. Almost. So that ran that side. That's pretty good. It looks like it's napping well, right? But this is the first stage. A lot of rocks will nap okay at the first stage, but then it starts to get thin and it gets cranky and steppy and it starts to fuss a lot. Yeah, it's like a nightmare. But we'll see. Maybe it's not. So I'm going to hit downward where I had planned earlier. Yeah, like that. So I can start thinning this end here. I'm gonna hit there to run this way. There's no ridge, but it'll run that way. Yeah, like that. See, it doesn't need a ridge to run. And I can zigzag it. Do I need to show you where I'm going to zigzag it? No, because you already know. Good. Ooh, that one broke up a lot. I did not hit it up here. I hit it down here somewhere, right? Is that where, yeah, that's where it initiated, right here. But it broke apart, which it's okay. Just a little bit unexpected. There's a natural seam in there, or maybe from a previous hit. It was a crack from a previous hit. I need to get rid of this mess here, so let's see what I can do. I can hit right here. I'm going to hit right there. I'm going to hit it hard. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Yes. No, no. It doesn't want to get hit really hard, but I'm going to hit it really hard. Okay. Man, it did not want to go. How many times did I hit that? And it barely even scratched the surface. See that? It didn't do much damage at all. There's no incipients or anything. If that was a high-grade flint, there'd be cracks and stuff all in that. So that means this concrete is really bad. Yeah, it does nap, right? But it's very, very tough. I don't want that anywhere near my finish point, so I got to get rid of that. Yeah, so what do? I don't know. I guess I got to stop napping because I can't figure this out. Right? I got to stop napping it. No, I'm going to hit this side over here. Why? I don't know. I'll come back and hit this later. Up a little higher, right on his eyeball. I'm going to hit his eyeball next time. Yeah. Oh, I missed. I never miss. I'm doing this because I want some good flakes. That one's not bad. A little bit scoopy, but it's all right. It's also thinning down the end. I got to get rid of that. So how do I do that? I'm going to hit his eyeball right there. Yeah, like that. See what we got. Anything good? Well, we got some good stuff in there. So I guess I can zigzag it. You don't need me to show you where I'm supposed to hit the zigzag, do I? No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. So are we clearing that out? Yeah, we're clearing that out pretty good. And like I said earlier, just a few minutes ago, just because it naps okay right now does not mean it's going to nap good later. See, it's all smooth. There's no ripples in it. That's an indication that it's tough when there's no ripples in it. That's how you know from the video. I've got experience with this stuff, so sometimes it'll look like it's nice to nap, but it's not nice to nap. Yeah, see, it doesn't act right when I start to try to do some fancy flakes. Just skin a little bit off. I'm just trying to skin off, and it's starting to act up already. Yep. So I need to make a nicer biface. Yeah. So I'm creating some areas where I can hit. Or one area, I'm going to hit right there. Skin some of that off. See if it'll do it. See, I got two places I can hit. I can hit right there, and I can hit right here. I can run that ridge, but this will smash and crush because it's really pointy. This one has got a better angle to it. Yeah, and I'm going to switch to the next size lower because this is getting lighter. And I don't want to be using the heavy one all night because it bothers my wrist after a while. So I'm going to switch to a smaller one. See what that does. Gives me a good flake. Yeah, it's a good flake. So I'm trying to get good flakes and biface this. So I'm going to lose some off the end and make some people cry because I'm losing length. But I don't care. Well, that's what happens when you pursue two at once. I like pursuing two things at one time so I don't waste it. Yeah, I got flakes I can use. Instead of a bunch of crud flakes, I got some good flakes. Yeah. I'm not one of those big biface nappers that generates a lot of crud flakes and then one blade. Yeah. I like to be able to have flakes that I can use. Okay, so let's see what else. Well, that didn't yield much. Let me see. I thought that was going to skin off more than it did. I'm just going to zigzag. Let's see if I can get a good flake off of this. In the process of zigzagging, sometimes opportunities present themselves for big flakes. So I'm going to hit right there. Go this way. Okay. Let's see. Yay. Now it didn't go this way. It kind of took a little right turn instead of going up over the hill. I said, no, I'm going to take a right turn because that's what I like to do. Because that flake's a goober head. What flakes are not goober heads? I don't know. That's a good question. Glad you asked it. So I'm gonna hit right up here somewhere. Go this way. Still not done yet with that. Or I'll go this way. Maybe I'll hit it that way. Ooh, almost got it perfect. I'll hit right there. Go this way. Like that, yeah. So what else? What else? This is a good contender for heat treatment, I think. Oops. Or maybe not. We'll see. We'll get this biface down really soon, and then we'll do this one also. Okay. So let me just trim this up and maybe take another couple of thinning flakes. Yeah, I can thin this down a little bit. I need to get rid of this area though before I think about anything else in that area. So how do I get rid of those areas? Well, I got to create some edges that are better suited for large flake removals. So I can hit this right there or right there, either one. This is a bad one though. It's got that overhang. I'm not going to do too much. This one's much better. And now I can, well, let's do this. Let's see. I can try to get, I can hit that with indirect percussion. It's not accessible with a billet or with the bopper, but I can get it with indirect percussion. See how it's recessed in there? I can hit there or there to go this way or this way. This will go that way, but I need indirect percussion to get in there because it's a smaller tip. Yeah, I can get it to sit in there. So we'll just try to thin this a little bit. Let's see. How about this side first? I'm going to try right. Oh, let's see. On this side. Be smart about it. Yeah. Then we'll try that middle one. I missed it a little bit, or did I get it? I can't tell where I hit. It's somewhere along there in the middle. Maybe not on the dot, but that was good. And maybe if I can trim this and make it more accessible for the bopper, but it's still not that great. Let's do the indirect percussion on that one. Like that. See? I would not be able to do that with the billet or the bopper. Now let's see what else. Let's try this. Let's try that one. See, the ends are thinned down. I'm going to hit this super hard. The lighter this gets, the harder I got to hit. Remember, I got to use the mass of this against itself. And yeah, it's in my hand, so the mass of my hand, it helps too. But it's mostly the mass of the stone that matters. All right. Okay, here we go. That just smashed it. See that? Perfect area to hit, and it just smashed it. Yeah, to be fair, it's got some nasties in there anyway. It's got some Cortex or whatever that is. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. No. Let's get rid of that overhang. Dang, it's on there. How about that? How about that? How about that? Yeah, it's okay. So now I got a couple options. I can hit there and there. Except this one I can't access with the bopper because it's too scooped. But I can access that one with the bopper. Let's try it. Let's try that one. Yeah, like that. But I got some incipients because I'm trying something fancy. Yeah, I'm trying to thin it. Well, I did get that. I did manage to get that little spot. So that's the first stage. Yeah, I'll deal with the crackiola pudding later. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. So this is bifaced. It's okay, but we're going to run into problems like this later on. When it starts to get thin, it's going to start doing that. So we'll put that there. It is not bad. It's a good candidate for heat treat. It's got the feel of a heat treat. The feel of a potential heat treat that it'll potentially be good. Because I've napped and heat treated a bunch of this stuff already in the past. So from experience, I know things. Okay, so let's see what else we got. We got some flakes, little bitty ones. You can use little bitty ones sometimes. On Friday nights I do bird points, so I'm gonna start using little bitty things, little bitty flakes. Excuse me while I pause here. I'm gonna go. We're gonna biface that next one. Yep. It's not a different mindset, but I like to clean it up. That way I can see the flakes better. I'm going to try to save flakes off of that one too. Oh, yes. But before I start on that one, I'm going to check the chat. Oh, yeah. So you guys that are just in here for 30 seconds of entertainment, your time's up. See you later. Go make a sandwich or something, because you're not going to like this next stage. I'm going to chat. Okay? All right. Okay, cool. Got it? Got it. All right, let's see. It's not obsidian. Hey, Marble One guy. He noticed it's not obsidian. It's not gray sheen in there, too. What does that mean? Dockenstein says he's going to lose his marbles. Stoneface. What are we talking about? It's not creamy obsidian from France. It's so funny. What is it? It's mysterious. Let's see. New obsidian. Marble. One guy says obsidian is jet black. Obsidian is not jet black. This is some obsidian. It's not jet black. For example, okay? See that? Obsidian. What else is not jet black? I want to clear up these misconceptions. All right, we got some obsidian right here. This is obsidian. It's not jet black. It's got streaks. This is jet black, right? But it's got little pockets of whatever dendrites or whatever they call them. They call them something in there. See, they got little spots. This is obsidian. It's got stripes, just like the other one, but the other one's different color gray. These are both obsidians. The other stuff is regular glass. Yeah. Man-made glass, the boring stuff that people get sick of napping because it's too good. You guys are playing around with the new guys. Yeah. What are we doing? I don't know. Let's see here. What else we got? Yeah, too good for us. Glass, man-made glass is too good for us. It's Famunda obsidian. What do you? I don't know. Let's see. It's only Monday night. You shouldn't be drinking on Monday nights and come up with some Famunda terminology. What else we got? What else we got? Jack Black. Couldn't resist. Yeah. Hey, Lance McElwain says, what up? Lance, you're the one that gave me these spongy handled pressure flakers, right? I just want to try to remember who gave those to me. I might use it again tonight or something. I've been napping all day, so I think I might want to use a cushiony pressure flaker. Hey, Explore Florida's here. Marble One guy says, I didn't say purely jet black. Yeah, but that's what it means when you say it's jet black. That means there's nothing else in there. Let's see. Have you ever napped no vacuolite? Asks Copper. Oh yes, I have napped lots of novaculite, both raw and heat treated. Hey, Kanan says hi. Let's see who else. Or Cannon. Jesse says, in Sal's early days streaming, he discussed shaving, manscaping with obsidian. Oh, dang. I would never do that. I don't care. Maybe if someone paid me $1,000, but then they'd be crazy to do that. Marble One guy says, of course there's variance. No, other people on the live stream, they don't understand that there's variance. So you can't say, of course. Because other people go, hey, wait a second. You're thinking that I know everything? Marble guy? I don't know that there's variance. I don't know that it's only jet black. There's not only jet black. Yeah. People don't know. Has anyone tried melting obsidian in a microwave kiln? Yes, it makes a mess. Go ahead and try it, and then you can report to how much a mess there is. Yeah, Lance, go ahead and try it, and then you can show us how much of a mess it makes. Well, let's see. Mystery says, please mod. I'm not going to mod anybody. Nope. Just a random Bigfoot's here. Hey. Senku says most obsidian is jet black, but like I thought, different types were more rare. I don't know. Jeffrey Jin says hello. Let's see. He shaved his boots. Dang it. Senku says, isn't the obsidian that isn't jet black kind of rare? No, it's not kind of rare at all. No. Now, different like stuff that's green, green obsidian is kind of rare. Most obsidian is like red, clear, black, gray. Okay. Now, if you started getting into green obsidians and browns and stuff, I think there's some brown obsidian. Those are rare. You guys should be experts on obsidian. After 2 weeks of napping, you should already be experts on obsidian because instead of doom scrolling, once you get into napping, you start looking up rocks, right? $500 for a mod and everything? What is that? This is so cool, he says. Oh, he's here for the inception. Yeah. Or whatever it is. I'm gonna give $500 super chat. $500 super chat. Oh dang. Just so I can shave with obsidian? Didn't some other napper do that? Like Mike Cook? Didn't Mike Cook shave with some obsidian? You don't have to wait for me. You can give him $500. Lance says, I don't have a microwave kiln. Ha ha ha. I was just curious if anyone had tried it. Okay. Let's see. Has anyone tried napping with a forklift? You know, just slamming the forklift down on some obsidian? One of those little forklift things. And they got attachments for forklifts. You can put all kinds of stuff. You can put a hammer on the end of a forklift thing and you can try to nap with a forklift. Has anyone tried to nap with a forklift? I don't got a forklift, but has anyone tried it? All right, let's see. Will Lord tried to shave with obsidian. Oh, okay. Give mod or I unsub. You subbed? Why did you sub so fast? You don't have a good judgment on first impressions, do you? Yeah, he don't know me too well, do he? Do you heat treat all your material? No, I do not heat treat all my material. Explore Florida says, I was watching the toilet bowl napping competition, and wouldn't you know it, Pat won. Yeah, Pat won. Who's Pat? Don't worry about it. You worry too much. Mr. Jim says, show us a rainbow obsidian. It's all in the house. I'm not in my house. You can look at my previous videos. Okay. We'll stop chatting because I want to get into this before we lose too much time. I've already been on for what, 38 minutes? And I've only got that. Dang it. On this one, I'm going to use the smaller bopper. Yeah. And I'm not going to show you where I'm going to hit this because I don't know where I'm going to hit. It's extremely variable. Wherever I end up hitting, that's where I was going to hit. Yeah. Just imagine that there's a little black dot after I hit it. Yeah. That's important. It's very important. Oh, is it translucent? It's got translucency. Oh yeah. Makes me talk funny. As if I need an excuse. What is that? Ooh, that does kind of nap kind of good. Kind of nap kind of good. I need some actual non-cortex material to hit on. So I'm gonna take some of that off. Expose the fresh stone. Yeah, so I can get some good flakes. Or no. I got different options. I got to thin the ends down first. So I'm going to be all over the place. Sometimes I'll get a good flake. It looks like this is actually pretty good. We're just going to see if there's some issues. There could be cracks in this. It doesn't look too bad yet. Before I before I hit this down here, I got to thin the front part because it could just snap it in half. Yeah. By hitting really hard like this can snap it in half from here. From here, not so much because there's not that much force required. Hey, Gulf Coast Knapping gave me $9.99. Make a killer point. Oh man, now I gotta make a killer point. Dang it. Do I have to? I gotta do now. It was a super chat. How about if I make a killer point out of one of these flakes? Yeah. Take the pressure off a little bit. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? Just snap it random. Yeah, I can use some of these. This is kind of a funny chert. It is chert because this is limestone. Yeah, why is it funny? It feels snap in half-ish, but it maybe not. I can't figure it out. Why is it important to figure it out quickly? Because if it's snap in half-ish, I can't take risks. Like I can't really hit it super hard if it's going to snap in half. But I can't tell. I can't tell yet. It might not be snap in half-ish. But it feels like it might be. Yeah. All right, so let's start removing stuff from the other side. Uh-oh, it's got crystal pocket. It might have more crystal pockets in there. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a stone that might misbehave. Yeah. Unlike people that have crystals, well, maybe the same. They're highly unpredictable. Yeah. Uh-oh, there's a crack right here. So the crystal didn't go all the way through. So that's okay. But there's a crack in it right there. Those are the issues that I'm worried about. Crystal pockets and cracks. Yeah, some people call those seams. But it seems like a crack. That's where that seems like. It doesn't seem like a seam. It seems like a crack. Oh, look at that. It goes deep. Dang it. Wouldn't you know it? Oh, well, I guess I don't have to nap this no more. See, that opened up right across. See that? So where is it going? Where's it going? Nobody's knowing. No. There it goes. It was a very deep defect. Yeah. Because you can tell it's got patina. It's different from a freshly broken stone. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? It's got some issues also. But I got more where this came from. Yeah. And I can nap this stuff later. And this is not good for a heat treat. I can tell it's probably going to get worse with heat treatment. Some of these things get worse when it has this little weirdness to it. A lot of times that'll get worse with heat treatment. So this is good raw, just like that. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I got a whole bucket. Now this is probably too good for us. Yeah, this is too good. How about this one? How about that? This is not too good. Okay. Oh, it is too good still. Dang it. Oh, it's sweet, except for the defects. See, it has this weirdness to it. That means it might have been stressed out in a previous life. Is this flint? I think this is flint because look how chalky that is. I think this is actually Texas flint. Yeah. So let's see if we can get some good spalls off of it. I don't want to waste it. Use a bigger bopper. Get a bigger spall. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, look how weird that is. I don't know. This is also a little bit root beerish. This is root beerish. Look at that. That's got a good color to it. Yep. All right, let's see. Going to continue. Oh, that's a nice one. So if I mess this up, I can nap this one. Right? Or it doesn't have no cracks in it? Probably not. Probably not. Where do you get rocks like this? You wish you could get rocks like this. What kind of rock is it? And from what area of Texas? I don't know. I don't know exactly. It's just road rock. We just cruise around until we see something on the side of the road and pick it up. Let's see. Oh, let's see. That one went all the way across, but it snapped in half like a stupid rock. Supposed to be not snap in half-ish. Supposed to not be. This does not need heat at all. This is nice. According to me, it's nice. Some people might not like it. Yeah. Chris Cox says, good evening. Someone says it's Patrick's birthday? Dang it. Joshua Dean says Page, Texas. No, it's not from Page, Texas. Although there might be some of this over there. I don't remember going to Page, Texas. But, you know, my memory's not that good. I'm getting old. Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Look, you cannot nap an edge that nice. No, it will not nap like this. This is so nice. Yeah, and back in the day, they probably hoarded these so that, you know, someone couldn't come by and snatch it real quick. They just said, oh, it's so good. Let's take this. We're going to hide them flakes so we can butcher the animals later. No one will get these flakes for themselves. It's all for us. These are so good for butchering because you cannot nap that edge. There's no way. Cannot nap an edge that nice. Nope. You can try, but it's never going to be that good. What else? What else? Do I have some good pieces in here? I don't know. We can probably biface this. Yes, we can. Because if I say we because if I mess it up, I can blame somebody else. So what is this? Yeah, I'm probably going to nap this. We can call this like, what kind of cows have this pattern? That's what kind of flint this is. It's a cow pattern flint. What kind of cows have that pattern? Got some good one off of that. Great piece. Yeah, this is not bad. Milk dud. This is milk dud flint. This is actual flint. You see how chalky that cortex was? That's amazing. Is that the same stuff? Yeah. Yeah, that's chalky. Look at that. So it's flint. Yeah, we just don't call it flint here, but it's got that nice translucency also. That root beerish look. It's got that reddish, you know, root beerish look to it. But this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Not all root beer stuff is good. No. All right, so let's be careful and nap this one. I like this one. I mean, I'm not going to say this one's bad, but I like this one better. Okay, so let's put these back in the bucket. All these flakes I'm going to say are going back in the bucket. Yep. So hold on a second. And if we need some, if I break what I'm making, I'll pick out a flake or two from the bucket. All right. So let's see. Clean up, and then we can move on to the next stage, because we've already done the easy part. Yeah. Remember the stages, boys and girls? No? It's okay. I'll go over this every day. Let's see. No. What is going on with the stupid stuff? All right, let's see what's in the chat. Pinto. Yeah, Pinto Flint. Pinto Flinto. Let's see. Alan Young says Pinto, yes. Grant Anderson says Hereford's. Oh, so he knows. It's a Hereford Flint, right? Yeah, that's what it looks like. This reminds me of. Let's see, what else? Hey, Yulia says it looks like a live Clovis for Gunny Flint. What does that mean? David Rushing says belted Galloway. Holstein, but they're black and white. Okay, Mr. Jim. Could be a pig hide, I suppose. Yeah. Grant Anderson, rawhide look. Yeah, Ace Maduro says politicians do that all the time, mess stuff up and blame someone else. Yeah, because they always have to have plausible deniability. They got PD syndrome, plausible deniability syndrome. Let's see, Derry, in which case, what? Red Rock as in near Rockney? No. Jersey cows. Gosh, you guys are throwing out all these names. All right. So, yeah, Jake is in the house. Gulf Coast Knapping. I just was watching your live stream. But his live stream ended. No wonder he's here. He's got nothing better to do. Big O2 says hi. Joshua Dean says, make a wonky pooter. What is a wonky pooter? That's weird. Somebody gave me a gift. What is that? Hey, get out of there. You're interfering with the inception effect. Okay, I got to stop goofing around and start napping. Let's see. Yeah, Lance McElwain says, I was just watching Jake too. But yeah, look, his live stream's over. What else we got for live streams? Hey, this one ended his live stream. Video unavailable? Uh-oh, we got what's going on here? Some other congressional hearings, and then we got fights. Oh, man, we should watch the fights. Street fighting. And, they're confronting police. What is that? West does it. Hey, it's West does it. What is he doing? Carving wood? Oh, now we get into this weird stuff. Is this AI? I don't know what that is. Okay, so maybe I should subscribe to West Does It. I can check it out later. Yeah. Oh, he's making knife handles. Okay. So what else? Yeah, nothing as interesting as mine. Mine's the best one. Yep. Ken Winton says, just arrived and already confused. West, do it? Let's see. Jesse says, I was showing my transitional paleos I bought in the auction. My Arizona Napper friends were impressed. Awesome. Crooked and wonky points we call wonky pooters. All righty, I see. So who's making those these days? I don't see you guys at Nap-Ins. You guys try to make fancy pooters. Yeah. Are you making wonky pooters on purpose? Or no? Because that'd be cool if you're actually doing it on purpose. See who can make the wonkiest. I made a wonky point one time, way back in the day, because there were so many new people asking questions. I gave it to a guy named Jesse. I don't see him at Knapping's anymore. But anyway, I told him, I'm going to give this to you, right? And then people ask you why it's all wonky, because I made it on purpose. I made it wavy on the edges. Tell them that you put too much water on it when you were trying to nap it, because you can nap it with cold drops on hot rocks. Yeah, just tell them that you used the water that was too cold, so it got all wonky. He goes, okay. He was gonna do it. Oh, too bad I wasn't around to see it, because I didn't see him do it. Do you want to know how to make a wonky edge or a wavy edge on purpose? I haven't done eccentrics and stuff. I used to make eccentrics when I first started, and then I got into trying to be perfect. Yeah. Learn the perfect ways of the perfect nappers. Yeah. Try to make modern points with natural tools. Modern looking points, I should say. They're all modern points, but I tried to make modern looking points with natural tools, because that's what the internet says you got to do. You don't want to make them look like they looked back in the day, because then you don't learn the modern ways. That's what everyone wants, is modern ways, right? Because that's what they're doing. They're not looking at artifacts, because the artifacts are all cruddy. I can show you the picture of my artifacts that I got on my phone. I got artifact pictures from a guy that allowed me to shoot all of his boxed artifacts. He's got cases of artifacts that are nice from his property, but he had the broken ones and stuff in boxes, and he allowed me to lay some of them out. I only got to see maybe 20% of his collection. Texas, yeah, south of St. Angelo. Anyways, I can show you those pictures to show you how wonky and chaotic the real ones are. Out of some of the most beautiful material in the world, they still make them all wonky. And it's not for lack of skill. I think they just had to make a ton of them for whatever reason. And when you had to make a lot, you kind of skimp on the quality a little bit, just for time's sake, to save time. Oh, that's nice. I can't take too many of those off anymore. It's getting thin. Oh, dang it. It's starting to act up. Okay. Is it getting better now? Yeah. This is too nice for us, I think. The reason why I say that is because it's more difficult to make a nice point on video than it is if I just nap in silence by myself. And I usually reserve the best stuff for off-camera work, because, like I said, it's harder to be successful when you're videoing it, because I got to stay within the frame here, and I've got to explain things and then break up my focus. Without complete focus, I can't do the hocus pocus. Anyways, I'm trying to get better at doing this on video. I've been doing it for years, and I'm still trying to get to the point where I don't have to worry about the camera, or worry about what I'm saying or explaining. I should just be able to nap it, whether I'm on video or not. So I'm doing these every single day as part of that plan. I want to be able to get good at doing this on video so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, and I've been doing it forever, and I still don't think I'm good at it. I still don't think I'm good at doing this on video to the same extent as if I was working alone. I do my best work when I'm in the zone. It's hard to be in the zone on video. But I'm trying. I am trying. Yeah, the video is just a trick to keep you from thinking you're not alone. I like being alone. So leave me alone. Yeah. Mr. Jim says, I don't know if there's any real artifacts on display or if they're all casts. No, they're not all casts. I can show you some real artifacts on display. I get in my picture library. I did take pictures of his cases. Let's see if I can find them quickly. See, it wasn't too long ago, so I might be able to find them quickly. I got so many pictures. They're unbelievable. Unbelievable how many pictures I got. And it's not all artifacts. No, it's all family stuff. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I got pictures of cases of complete points. Okay. And he's got a couple knives in here that were made by somebody. Those are not artifacts, but the rest are artifacts. That drill is crazy. Yep. But see that? There's a drill right there. And then these are complete. But you see how wonky these are? Some of these are made of some of the best flint in the world. And they're still wonky. And some are made of chert that's not that great. And they look the same as the ones that are made of beautiful stuff. Okay? I don't know what all these are called. There's some bone artifacts in here too. Okay, so these were all on his property. He dug them up himself. These are the ones that were not broken, I guess. Right? That's a Langtree point. So he let me take pictures of Langtree. That's how thin they used to get them. Yeah, that's my hand. The Langtrees are the thinnest that we find in that area in Texas. And then it gets into the broken stuff. There was better lighting for the broken stuff, so we could see the flake scars. But that Langtree, very thin. And I think that's a heat treat. To get it that thin with antler and hammerstone, usually you need a heat treat. So that's the one side, and then the other side. There's no step fractures on this one, which is unusual because a lot of times you'll see step fractures on the points and little scoop outs and stuff. See that edge step fracture? There's step fracture on the edge right there. And they're all over the place on these. And little scoop outs. And there's long flakes and then short flakes, and they're all chaotic. Random flaking. Okay? That's what real artifacts look like. I think this one here, this big one, was broken in manufacture. So they were thinning out the blade and broke it. It did the base first. Same with this one up here. See that Pedernales? That blade is all wonky. It looks like it got fire damaged. They might have done the stem and all that before they heat treated it, and they ruined it in the heat treat. Or maybe, I don't know why it was like that. But you can see they do the stems first on these What is that, a Marshall? And a Pedernales? And you can see how some of these blades are in a pristine condition. You know, this is broken in manufacture, looks like. See the side bulges out? It only gets straight with resharpening. And you can see on this one here, it's wonky. It's not symmetrical as they're reducing it. There's some guys on the internet that are completely symmetrical all through the process of reducing it. But you can see that that's not the way they used to do it. But no, they don't care. Everything's got to be perfect these days. Okay, so look at this one up here. See that one right there? Broken in manufacture. They did the notches first. That blade is thick. You can tell by the way it's standing off the concrete. It's not laying flat like some of these other ones. It's up, showing shadows. So it's very thick. That means they did the base first, and the stem and the notching. Okay, there's a Pedernales. It looks like it's broken in manufacture also, because the edges are not sharpened. You can kind of tell when it's broken in manufacture because the edge work is not finished. Okay, got it? I have a quarter in here for size comparison, so these are not very big. That's another thing. See how none of these are very big? So there you go. And they had big pieces of stone, but they didn't make big points. So how do you know, riddle me that, Batman. Okay. Mickey needs his hand back. Yeah. Some people call him Pointy. You can call him Mickey. He don't care. Point right at you. Ask Pointy what he thinks of the comments. Yeah, it's not so. Wait, you're the one that's controlling him, dude. You don't think the comments are any good? I'm unsubbed. I just unsubbed you. Yeah. Why did you sub me before you got to know me anyway? Yeah, you were too anxious. Yeah. You thought that I was going to do some cool stuff. Show you some perfect artifacts. Why would I want to do that? That's elitism. If I show you the elite stuff, isn't that elitism? Yeah, I think so. Ken says he unsubbed himself. Were you subscribed to your own channel? Can you do that? Maybe with if you own more than one channel. Yeah, one of your channels can subscribe to another channel, right? I think. I got more than one channel. I should try that. I should have all my channels subscribed to all my other channels. Yeah, that'd be cool. How many channels do I have? I think I have 4. I only post on this one right now. Yeah. Oh, this is so sweet. What I'm doing now is just making it all nice and even and straight. Like a modern napper should. Yeah. I'm expected to make it nice and even and straight and nice and smooth. And not make it look like an artifact. Yeah, like that. I'm supposed to do that too. I'm supposed to do those nice big old flakes for entertainment purposes. Yes, sir. That's what I've been told anyway. I should do more of those. That way people will they'll sub and then they'll unsub when they hear me talking weird, but then they'll sub again if I do some really cool big flakes. Yeah. Robert Spencer says he can't see it because his words are in the way. All right, so let's move the camera a little bit so I can. You can turn off the chat, you know. There's a setting to turn off the chat. Get rid of the words. But if you want to see everything, I'm going to move a little bit. I understand. Yeah, like that. See what I did? Oh, I know why he wants the words out of the way, so the angulometer works really good. Yeah. The angulometer doesn't like the words in the way. Oh, dang. That's what I get for not grinding it. Yeah. Really? I wish it was that easy. I don't know why I get those sometimes. Let's see. Feathered Frontiersman, you're leaving. You said you'll be back. Tell us where you're going, and then you can leave. Yeah. You're announcing it. Must be important. Something very important. Those are nice. See how I did that? No? That's okay. No one else did either. I don't even know how I did that. No. It's just I'm napping by feel. I don't really analyze things. I've learned that if I analyze it too much, it messes it up. And you can get analysis paralysis too. Start thinking about it too much and you go, wait a second, what do I do? What do I do? It stops you from doing stuff. Joshua says that was badass. What material is that? Says Cooper. This is material that's from Texas that is good to nap in the raw state. This is not heat treated or anything. I think it's flint because it came from a chalky rocky. It came from a chalky rock with a chalky cortex, is what I mean. That's what kind of stone it is. It looks kind of root beer-ish too. We name these kind of rocks root beer chert. We nickname them. Yeah. Texas bedrock? Yeah, I suppose. I call it road rock or ranch rock depending on where we find it. Was it found on the roadside or was it found on a ranch? Sometimes they're the same, but ranches usually have better rock because there's too many people cruising around Texas picking up road rock. You wouldn't believe how many hours were spent by rock hounds in Texas picking up road rock on the side of the road. It's getting so bad that people will call the cops on you these days. Yeah. And you'll be asked to move it right along. Just move it on. Don't be parked here. Okay, fine. Thank you, officer, for letting me know that I need to move along. Get people all jittery. It's mainly because there's so many people stopping on the side of the road doing stuff, picking up rocks and looking through a lot of these pieces of gravel, looking at road cuts also. It used to be a day, when I first started napping like 15, 16 years ago, we could still feel pretty confident that we can pick up rocks without having 4 people looking at us, trying to figure out what's going on. We can just pick up rocks on the side of the road. Easy peasy. Now it's like there's binoculars, people with binoculars everywhere, and drones flying overhead, trying to figure out what you're doing. Because maybe they're trying to pick up stuff that can make money. I wonder if those rocks can get you some money. So they watch and see what kind of rocks you pick up. And when you leave, that's it. That spot will never be good again, because there's a bunch of people going to get whatever rocks were left. They'll call their buddies and say, hey, I saw a guy picking up some rocks on the side of the road down the street. What do you think? Oh, I think they're looking for rocks they can sell. You can make some money. Let's go get them. Let's go get them rocks and just store them in the yard, because eventually we'll figure out how to sell them. So they go down there and they pick all the rocks up. Bad ones, good ones, everything. Just pile them up all in their yard. And then they go on Facebook and they go, man, we don't know how to find this stuff on Facebook. What do we do? I don't know. We just leave them in the yard because they're good for landscaping. Yeah. And that's where it goes. No one naps it at all because they can't figure out how to sell it. So it just ends up sitting there. But then sometimes you get them on the internet. Hey, is this good? I found this, on my uncle's property. Is it any good? To net for like making spears? Can you make spears with it? No, you can't make spears with it. Oh, in many cases, you can't. So what happened there? I have no idea. It broke in half, so that means it's a broken half. It's snapping halfish. Yeah. It's a snapping halfish. When it starts getting thin and it does that, that means it didn't like being big. No. It wants to be small points. Let's see, what else we got? We're gonna put that in the brokes and bifaces. That way someone can nap this and figure out what good flint is. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's more. Yeah, we got more. See, I told you it was too good for us. I'm gonna blame it on the fact that I was distracted by the video. Yeah. Oh, that scooped too much. Oh, this is some good stuff too. Yeah. Let's see if we can break this in half. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, good flake. Another good flake. Is this root beerish stuff? Yeah, it looks like it's root beerish. Yep. Okay, so the other one was a little bit smaller, I think. All right, let's see. About the same size. This one's better quality than this one, but this one's not breaking in half, so I don't know about quality. It's, you know, if it breaks in half, it's not that great. I mean, if it's snapping halfish, I mean. I think this piece is a little bit less snapping halfish because I'm exerting the same amount of force as before. And it's not snapping, so. It does have this weird area in it that's going to be steppy later, probably. But if I thin it down early, it might not be too much of a hassle. Are there requests for what to make? Let's see. I'll check the chat in a minute. I'll take some ideas. I don't know if I'll actually do it, but I'll take some ideas. You guys got some ideas. I want to see also what you might want to see. Glass bottle bottom and a solid stone side by side. What does that mean? Now, what do you want me to do with this piece? A rock throwing star. Yeah, there's always one of those. Yeah. What else? I wonder if there's anybody doing rock throwing stars. Any of those nappers out there? Or are they always asking because no one's making them? Because as soon as they make them, they're going to say, okay, now throw it. Yeah, you made this throwing star. Why aren't you throwing it? Well, if you have a stone that's good enough to make a throwing star out of, then definitely you don't want to throw it because it'll break. You got to have good stone to make something that intricate, and then you're going to throw it and break it. This stuff breaks. It's not like steel. Besides, I don't think they ever made throwing stars out of stone because they're not dum-dums. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hitting this pretty hard and it's not breaking in half. Let's see. The dirt racing boy says they're cool to look at. How about if I draw a picture of a stone throwing star? That probably won't be as cool to look at, huh? But it's the same thing. It's not like you can hold it in your hand, right? So I should just draw a picture of a stone throwing star. That would be cool. Awesome. We have new people in the chat. Oh yeah, I forget this. This is when I have a vertical format, and lots of new people show up when I do a vertical format video. Yeah. So I'm trying to go through this process quick because I lost some time on the other one. Because that stupid thing broke. Yeah. Is that thin enough? No. No, not thin enough because they used to get them thinner than this, right? Yeah. They used to make them sweet waters. They used to make them sweet water things. Right? They used to make lots of them sweet waters. What's a sweet water? Sweet water pie face, dude. They used to make tons of them. Bunches and bunches. No. That's a unique item. That's what they call an anomaly. Like that game Monopoly? It's a monopoly? No, it's anomaly. That means it's very rare and it's highly unusual. But the way they talk about it, they must have made bunches. Because you always see them. You always see them Sweetwaters. Yeah, I know. That's because they get clicks when they show that. Yeah, clicks. You can't judge life by the amount of clicks it gets. Yeah. I was just watching a video on how to get more clicks. How to make better videos. And the thing when you watch videos like that, you watch how they make the video. You could turn the volume off and not listen to anything they're saying and just watch how they're constructing the videos. And there's a lot of hocus pocus, so to speak, in the video production. There's a lot of high-grade software being used to do the editings. There's more than one camera being used to do the photo shoot or the video shoot. You got cameras from showing different angles while they're talking to break up the monotony and so forth. They've got fancy microphones. They got fancy lighting. All that stuff, you don't need to listen to what they're saying. They just watch the way they make their videos. There's a lot of high-tech stuff going on. Yeah. I'm very low-tech, but I'm starting to invest more and more into the higher-tech stuff. Because, yeah, otherwise, I feel like I'm kind of wasting my time if I make stuff that's lower quality as far as videos go. As far as the presentation goes, if I'm going to spend a lot of time, I might as well try to increase the production value. I try. I end up giving my children money instead of spending it on microphones and stuff. Microphones and fancy lighting and fancy live streaming software. All right, so I'm still, let's see. I'll check the chat and see if there's any suggestions. Harden? Oh, you know that there's various versions of hardens, right? And the one version I make, people are going to say, no, that's not a harden. That's not a harden. It's not the one that doesn't match what I saw. Did you know that there's various types of hardens? When you say harden, you got to be more specific. You got to have your book out. And you got to say the harden found in such and such a place that is such and such a variant. and then I can try to match it. Otherwise, if I try to make a harden just by memory or looking in the book, someone's going to say, no, that's not a harden. No, it doesn't match what I got. I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying that's a good example because people ask me that before. And I've done it and they go, I don't know. That doesn't, I don't know. That's not right. Let's see. Joshua says, let's see. Yeah, Joshua Dean. I'm not very educated on this. Let's see. Andres says something I've always wanted to learn. You come to the right place then. Let's see. Barnett 25's here. I'm just starting, but I am missing something major because all my points come out looking like pillows. They have like 3-to-1 ratio. 3-to-1 ratio. That's how we all start. If you're just starting, you got 3-to-1, that's pretty good. Are you under the impression that you can get 8-to-1 right away just by looking at a video? Are you under that impression? Because you got to nap at least 400 pounds of stone just to get used to stone of the whatever type you got. Do you know you got to nap 400 pounds of stone before you can get used to it? You didn't know that? That's my rule. Yeah. So if you got 3-to-1 and you have not napped 400 pounds of stone, then you're doing okay. We were all there. Yep. We've all been there. We just call them almonds instead of pillows. Yeah. We've been at that almond stage. Yep. Yeah, this might look like it's no big deal. But I've done thousands and thousands of strikes. And I've made hundreds and hundreds of points. Literally, hundreds. And yeah, I've napped more than 400 pounds of stone. I can do that in a couple months. Not bragging, I'm just saying. For the new guys, they don't know all this stuff. Yeah, I'm thinning this down. I'm waiting for someone to come up with a good idea of what to make.
I don't want to say it because you'll say bad things about me. You'll say that, no, if I suggest something, it's not going to be right. Not specific enough.
I guess so. Yeah, there's lots of variance on these types of points. You know, projectile points and at lateral dart points especially. There's variance. It's just not one type of each. In case you're not aware. So I'll look in the book and stuff and I'll show you what I'm trying to copy. Because that matters where it's from and what variant it is. We don't know the tribes that made them because that information is long gone. Unless we're talking about points for arrows, and then there was a lot of indigenous tribes that still made stone arrowheads even after European contact. So we know those, but we don't know the old stuff like the at-lateral dart points. Other than Central America, we got some good information from Central America because of their artwork. They actually drew what some of these weapons looked like and they did pictographs and murals and stuff in Central America. So we get some ideas on what those tribes, like the Maya and the Aztec, what they use for arrowheads and at little dart points. But tribes from other areas, we pretty much lost who was where and all that, because they moved around a lot. In North America, there was a lot of movement. Yearly movement following bison and buffalo. The archaeologists call them bison. Normal people call them buffalo. Yeah. All right. So it's thinned down enough, right? What else we got in the chat? Let's see. How much time I got? I got 15 minutes. Until it's 2 hours. I can go over my time. I'm not against going over my time. All right, so that's what we got for that. Oops. Took a picture by mistake. That's not good. Dang, okay. People paying for stuff they bought in the auction. All right, where am I on the YouTubes? There I am. I call them bison when I eat them, says Ken. Said pine tree. Mike Mason wants a pine tree out of this root beer stuff. You know that the pine trees were not made of this. But yeah, I guess I can do a pine tree, but they have some complicated serrations on them. What else? A lot of point thrown out so far. He hasn't picked. Okay. Let's see. We get to choose a point type. Yeah, which point type? Pine tree, says Mike. Prototype Snow Prodigen says, you are the first person that I've seen speak English while on a live YouTube short. Dang. You need to go over to Gulf Coast Knapping, because he does the same thing. Let's see. A lot of high-tech garbage as well. Really don't like the vids that have layered versions with only one in focus. Oh yeah, talking about video editing. Let's see, what else? I'm a noob, says Joshua Dean. I've only been collecting for 3 years. I'm just spitting out names. Okay, so what else we got? I could write the words blank space on the board, yeah. Harden. Okay, the name Harden come up, but what else is there? How large can a Toya be? Little bitty. No more than like 1.5 inches. Most Toya points are about 1 inch long. Or less. Elk River, is that possible? Just a random Bigfoot? I don't know what an Elk River, let's see. Let's look in the book and see what that Elk River thing is. I'm curious now. I might do it. If Elk River's this, I already made it. Yeah, I already did it. I made a north, okay? I made a north point. They're from Illinois. So, if you pick that, it's already done. I hope you pick something that's already done. Yeah. So you said Elk River? Right, is that what you said? The chat's already moved. Let's see, ABCDE? I think it's Elk River. Elk River, 8,000 East Central. It's 8,000 years old. East Central. East Central. North Central, Southwest, East Central. Okay. Let's look and see. Don't ask me what the book is. You should know already. You should know it. Shouldn't have to tell you the name of the book hundreds of times. Okay, so Elk River looks like that. Narrow, kind of, the description says medium to large size, narrow stemmed blade with oblique parallel flaking. Shoulders are tapered, straight, or barbed. Stems are parallel, contracting, expanding, bulbous, or bifurcated. Well, dang it. Believed to be related to Benton points. Let's look up Benton. Since these are parallel flaked, that'll take me forever to do parallel flaking because you got to set up the preform just right. And I gotta make this super narrow. Look how fat mine is. I gotta remove like 50% of this material just before I start even to do the flaking. Anyways, let's look up Benton and see if there's a big difference. I might do a Benton. Benton Warito. A Benton point. Okay, they've got, this is a little more reasonable. Yeah, that one right there. They do have some parallel flaking, but this one has random and big flakes. And these are 50% actual size, so Bentons are kind of big. Yeah, they look like big old knives. Benton. These are big. Yeah. And they're random flaked, so that's good. Benton. Fishtail form. They've got a fishtail form and everything. Amazing.
Really? That's amazing?
No, I'm just, I gotta say something. Hey, how about Beaver Lake? Yeah, Beaver Lake. I could do Beaver Lake. Bentons are easier though. You know what we have to do to get this, right? You remember, right? I've done stuff like this before on video, or you haven't seen those videos. You got to set up the preform really well, and then you've got to take deep breaths before each pressure flake and hope you don't get a hernia. Okay? Take deep breaths, breathe all the way out, and then do a pressure flake. And make sure that you're using as much power as possible. Right? You know that that's what's done, right? No? Man, you guys need to do more of that. It takes a while to do these. Every flake is important. It's very persnickety. And it might not look persnickety, but just to get a row of flakes to not mess up takes a lot of practice. Lots of practice. Practice. You can only do this after dozens, probably hundreds of points in order to get that kind of flaking, so it doesn't mess up. Okay, so now you know that that's what you asked me to do. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, and you should already know that's what's required for those. Okay, all right. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just telling you the truth. But people know this already. They want to see it done. They want to see what they're not able to do because they haven't put in the practice. They think that once they see it, they can do it. Apparently, but no. I mean, I wish that if I could just see it, and then once I see it, I can actually do it. As long as I see it, I can do it. If it was that easy, that'd be so awesome. That'd be so awesome. But no, the world is not perfect. Okay. That's about as long as a flake I can get on this. Right? I just pushed really, really hard. Oops. And yeah, To get another flake like that, I won't be able to because the surface is not perfect. Yeah. You got to have a very smooth surface to get a nice flake. And any obstacles there will slow it down, and it'll do that. So you've got to prepare with more than one pass of flakes. Okay, you got to do multiple passes for the parallel flaking. Multiple. Did I cut out? It's got to be smoother and smoother with every pass you make. You got to maintain the convexity. And it gets narrower and narrower. And they did not have copper, so they had to start with a bigger preform than this. Okay? Because the antler tips, they remove a lot of the edge when you do this kind of pressure flaking. Copper doesn't, because it's able to focus the force better. But you can get long flakes. Just in order to get them to travel that way, the way in the book, you've got to exert a tremendous amount of force. The longer the flake, the more force. Okay? And you do multiple passes to get everything nice and smooth. And many times the parallel flaking is incidental and not intentional, because what they're trying to do is make it nicely tapered. It's much easier to make it nicely tapered when you have flakes side by side. Nicely tapered increases the strength. You can nicely taper it with random flakes, but a lot of times they chose to do passes of flakes to get it nicely tapered. If you look at those from the side view, they're nice and smooth and tapered. That was the technique. The technology is tapering. It's not the parallel flaking. They want it nice and tapered. So that type of flaking is a result of their goal, their tapering goals. Yeah. And of course, it doesn't always work. So sometimes you get mistakes. You can see mistakes on the artifacts. Of course, that makes people want to throw up when they see mistakes. They don't want to see that. So I can get bigger flakes with indirect percussion, but they're also wider. Pushing them with a pressure flaker, it's easier to make more narrow type flakes. The percussion produces a wider flake because it's not pushing in the same way. Pushing allows the flake to be more narrow. You can get narrower flakes with percussion if you set up the surface just right. But it takes, like I said, multiple passes of almost perfect flaking to get the kind of surface you need. So the difference is, this is percussion flaking, that's pressure flaking. Like, you can get the same results if you practice. You can get this type of situation with pressure flaking, and you can get this type of situation with percussion. You just got to practice it. But in general, the percussion gives you bigger, wider flakes, and the pressure gives you more narrow, longer. Darn it. There's still some room to thin this down. Well, see, when it gets really thin, this stuff gets finicky, that concrete stuff. So that's it for thinning on that. Let's see. It's already got 3 minutes. Let's see. Jesse says, I think sometimes the flakes converge. Yeah, they do sometimes. It makes it look like a longer flake. Yep. Are those indirect strikes to get those super long flakes or just pressure? Well, I think they're the ones in the on the artifacts, I think they were pressure flakes. Yeah. You can kind of tell that they are pressure flakes because these are small points. It's not easy to do percussion on a small point like this because it breaks the tips unless they're resharpening the percussion tips every 2 or 3 flakes, which they might be doing. But see that these are smaller than mine and much more narrow. Okay. So I can get pressure flakes that long on something that narrow. It also depends if it's heat treat. And they don't say what materials these are, but these might be heat treats, and you can get long flakes with pressure with heat treats. And you can kind of see it's almost like a beveling situation where the other side is kind of random and you get parallel flaking only on one side. Same with this one. So they may have been beveling some of these. And you can see they get a little step fracture here. Some of these flakes didn't travel all the way. Some of them got crunchy. There's a big flake here. It might have been percussion earlier, and then you got some more pressure, and you got a step right there. On this one here, you got some long flakes, but then they stop. Okay, so you don't have a continuous series of flakes that end in the same spot. If I were to do this and try to sell it, it would only go for like $5. If I made these 2 points, like maybe together they'd be worth $10. But when you see them in real life, they go, it's beautiful diagonal flaking. Beautiful. It's worth more than $5. But if I were to do this and try to sell it, they'd be worth $5 because they're not consistent. But yet they're calling it diagonal flaking. Okay, so that's the difference. You get artifact googly eyes. I wouldn't call this diagonal flaking. No, but they do it because they got googly eyes because it's artifacts. Okay. All right.
I don't like it when you say that. I'm gonna unsub.
Joshua Dean, how are those short, steep bevels made on some of those old paleos you see? They're like 45-degree angle edges. Those are easy, actually, compared to the thin stuff. The thicker you just downward pressure. You just use downward pressure instead of inward. It's like 90% downward pressure. That's how those steep bevels are made. Just a random Bigfoot says, interesting, why do you think they were so skinny? Because it's easier to flake to the middle if it's really narrow. It's much easier to flake to the middle when they're narrow. Okay? Like I can generate flakes up near the tip that look like diagonal flaking, and they'll go past the middle and it'll thin it down. The more narrow it is, the easier it is to do the diagonal flaking because they'll travel halfway. The best looking are the parallel flakes that leave a zigzag median ridge. That's also an anomaly. They've only found one artifact like that. Yeah, Patrick just loves to make that. Just ask him. Ken knows me very well. But yeah, he's talking about Z flaking. I think there's only one artifact in the whole archaeological record that has that. It's an anomaly, just in case you don't know. But it gets a lot of exposure. I've only been able to do those with obsidian, don't have the same power on flint. Yeah, just try it on some narrow stuff. And you can probably get it even on flint and chert. What else? Oh, I meant like utilitarian reasons, but they might very well have only made them to look good. Who knows? No, I think very rarely they were made to look good. And the rare occasions they were made to look good, they would give them as gifts or offer them as funeral offerings. As far as we know, the fancy ones and the most well-made ones were offered as gifts. Yeah. Why would you go through all that trouble just to shoot and break it? Marty's, are you leaving? Let's see. It's easy though. Easy enough when your skill level just causes twisting or beveling, like my Evans double notch. I see. Jesse knows, yeah. Jesse's saying, well, my money's worth. Oh, wait, it's a free subscription, huh? Yeah. Barnett says, the fact that so many of the best points were involved with burials make me think they must have believed in supplying tools for an afterlife like the Egyptians. Yep, very possible. Sometimes they would break them, though. They'd kill the point. They'd make a beautiful point, and then they would intentionally break it in half. Yeah. So I think it's a lot of times it's symbolic. Just to show their devotion, they sacrifice some of their labor to produce something beautiful for the deceased, just to show that they are willing to give because of whatever reason. It's an unselfish act, right? To give a gift, especially at a funeral, because they're not going to be able to use it. It's just a show of affection, a show of appreciation. It's the labor that counts. Yeah, it's too thin. The edges are too thin for me to continue the pressure flaking. To make big, long flakes. This stuff happens when the edge is not robust enough. So you have to kind of plan on making the edge thicker before that final pass to do those long flakes. You just can't do them at any time. You kind of have to plan for them. I'm trying to get rid of that step fracture right there, but oh well. Anyways, I'm going to make a Montel. Yeah. A lot of Montels made out of this material and stuff, so. Yeah, besides it's a Texas point for Texas chert. Texas flint. And a lot of times the ratio was 8:1 with the thickness ratio. Or Marshall. Marshall, right? What is it? Is it a Marshall? No. There's another point it's really thin and well made, and it's got the corner notches. I can't remember. Montels are a good one for me to do because it's hard to get them to look right. Let's see. Let's see. Eric Kitty says, I can see why someone would think overshot can be used as an actual strategy, but in reality, usually trying to take a second overshot might right ahead of or behind the first just leads to a snap point. Yeah, it does pose a risk, unnecessary risk to try for overshots. You might say that's countered by more experience. But to gain the experience, you got to risk a lot. So they must have broken a lot of points. If they're going to be using overshots as a thinning strategy, they must have practiced a lot and broke a lot of points in the practice, in the act of practicing. So why would you want to break that much? The overshots are incidental, not intentional. That's why I put that up here. Incidental versus intentional. The overshots are a result of trying to thin. They do happen a lot when you're trying to thin something. And you just got to live with it. That's one of the risks of thinning. Same with step fracturing. It's one of the risks of thinning. But people don't like hearing that. They want to hear that it's of technology. It's the technology, bro. Come on, just say it. It's so cool. It's so cool to imagine the technologies because they were advanced and they were all brainy. I know. It's so much better to think of them as all brainy. That they were developing these technologies in stone. They were brainy in other ways. Okay, they didn't need to try to be all fancy with stone unless they're giving it away like a gift. Then they could be fancy. Then it made sense. Okay. See, Montels, I can start with a big old notch. Yeah. Yeah, see, I can start with a big old notch. Don't need no stinking narrow notches. Okay. I'm getting tired, so I'm going to do a lot of this with indirect percussion. So you got to excuse me. Yep. I'm going to do a lot of this with indirect percussion. I got to thin down the stem a lot. Yep. Do the pre-notching as well. Hold on, let's see what we got to do. Run some flakes before I do the notching. I could just crunch them in, but with the pressure flaker. But I've been doing a lot of pressure flaking today. Yep. You didn't see. You don't see how frantic I get before the auction. Oh no. I never get that on video. Doing everything last minute. Yeah. It's not a good habit, but I can't help it. I blame the ADHD. Yeah. Is this working to do it with indirect percussion? It's kind of working. I get some step fractures, but I might be able to clear that out. That's what I'm hoping. I can probably clear that out. Or pick it out. Let's see. Pick those out. See, what time is it? I still got time. I've gone 3 hours before. We'll see what happens. So I'll pick these out. No. Yes. Yes. Voila. I do have the metal marks though. It leaves little marks of metal. Those streaks. Sometimes I can just grind those out with another flake. Still a little bit steppy, but that's because of this concrete. I won't be able to get rid of that entirely. Okay. I see some hearts. Is somebody leaving? Yeah, concrete inclusions are not fun at all. No. Even if you like a challenge, people that like challenges, they see the concrete and they go, "Oh no, not that. Please don't let it be so. No, not the concrete. Come on. I like the challenge, but dang." Yeah. Exactly. All right, so I'm gonna open the book so I can see the Montels. And we're gonna try to do this just like they are in the book. And you should already know this book too, so don't ask me. Oh, you should know this one. Marshall. Marcos. Those are the ones well made with corner notches. I could have made a Marcos. They're very thin and well made. All right, Marshall. These are the Marshalls. I get confused between the Marcos and the Marshall. I already passed the Montels. No, I didn't. Montel. Yeah, one of those. Now, it's not a good representation, but I'll probably make one that has these wide buck teeth like this one. This just shows the variance. This is why also I can do one of those. Just wide teeth. Yeah. So I'm going to do the wide bucktooth version. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do the central notch first. Yeah. Why? Because I like to do the central notch first. Leave me alone. That's why. I like it. can nap around the central notch. Yeah, I like to do that. I like doing it. Gives me a nice thinning flake. Okay, all right. That's part of thinning. That's a technique of thinning, so it can be hafted easily. That's what that's for. And yeah, it might look good, but that's not what it's for. It's for thinning, so it can be hafted more easily. Why am I doing it? I'm doing it so it looks good, but I'm a modern napper. Yeah, I do it. Most things because it looks good. Otherwise, I can't sell these things.
Yeah, but you could put them in your keeper case. You don't have to sell them. You don't have to be all commercialized.
Yeah, I know. I don't have to be all commercialized. But I hardly ever keep them. I need to start a keeper case. I keep saying that, right? How many times have I said that? I need a keeper case. I need to start doing that again. I used to have one, but it wasn't really in the case. I would just take them out of boxes and put them on a table. So I used to have them sitting out on a table back in my shop area. I used to have a covered area. Well, I still do it. In my house in Texas, I have a covered area, but I don't live there no more. My ex and two of my kids live there. And used to have just a bunch of stuff sitting out. And that was it. No formal cases. I need to get a formal case. Or several cases and start filling them up. Say, no, you can't have them. They're mine because they're for looks. Yeah. Yeah, nice pop outs. You gotta be sneaky though. So I might do a video series where I do nothing but keeper cases, keeper case points. Yeah. The adventures of the keeper case. Oops. Come on. Yeah, like that. Yeah. These Montel notches were kind of rounded. This is starting to stall because I'm hitting the concrete pretty bad. But anyways. So everything revolves around that central notch. I actually own I think I own 2 Montel Brokes. So I can study how they actually made these. It looks like they made them in 5 minutes. Yeah. There's very few flakes to achieve the shape. Yeah, relatively speaking, there really isn't that many flakes. So they were cranking these out fast, as far as I can tell. Let's see, some of these notches, some of these barbs downward. Good, because I don't want to take off too much of that barb. And I'm using a copper notcher, yes. Usually I use steel, but I'm going to start with the copper. If it starts giving me trouble, I'll switch to steel. But it's already pretty thin, so I shouldn't have too much trouble. Shouldn't. Can you see, or is the writing's in the way? Let's see. Also, the focus is probably screwed up. Lots of pressure. Yes, I'm widening this notch. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna switch to steel because the copper is requiring a lot of pressure. And it gets dull. It gets dull fast. Let's see. Okay. I see a lot of hearts and stuff. Ooh, nice center notch. Think so? Cool. I want to get a nice pop out at the end of this on both sides. Yeah, like that. Can you see? Let's see. Focus. I like to get nice pop outs with no stalling at the bottom. Come on, focus it. One thing good about YouTube's Livestream app, I can control the focus manually. See that? It's not stalled at the bottom. That's the way I like it. And a lot of artifacts are like that. They're not stalled. They achieved the proper pop outs. Yeah. It takes lots of practice to not stall those pop outs at the end of the notch. Looks like the Montels, they rounded the corners. And one thing that makes the Montel look correct is the top here between these notches. This neck here is wider than the foot. So you got to make the foot more narrow than the neck on these bifurcates, whatever you call these. I call them buck teeth. Yeah. A lot of people call them buck teeth. Okay, so now we got to do the other side. Yeah, it's getting dull. All right. It's not really that dull. It's getting a burr on the end. Let's see. This tooth is way too wide. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if that focus will stay there. Oops, I took off some of that barb. Yes. punching that out or pushing that out took off some of that barb. Oh well. Just have to live with that asymmetry. All right, one of the barbs is going to be shorter. I could just make this barb shorter too, but I'm not going to do it. It shall not be short barbed. It's like being shortchanged. That crunched a lot. Yeah, that was not good. Let's try that again. It's got to be a nice pop out. You take that burr off, there's a lot less pressure required. Oh, it took off the barb again. Dang it. Okay. Just going to go in the brokes and bifaces so someone can finish it out. Oh well. I was rushing that one too. Yeah. So I can do the rest of it though. Sharpen the edges. Make it look like it broke by accident. Yeah. All right, so let's sharpen the edges. I'll just leave that bar broken. You know that it still can be used, right? They used to haft them just like that. Even with broken barbs, imagine that. Yeah, can still be used. But no, that's just an excuse for rushing it. Yep. I used to say fast is fudged on the sign. Yeah, trying to do it too fast. Fast is fudged, or fast causes fudging. That's a nice way of saying it. Fast fudges it up. Oh, yes. Yeah, some of these Some of the barbs in the picture there are nice and pointy. So, yeah. Some of these tips are narrow, quite narrow, and very pointy. Let's see. I still see a lump on the up in here, so I can try to take that out. All right, if it would just focus, yeah, I could try to take that lump out. Yeah. Take it from both sides. Yeah, that's good enough. There you go. Yeah. Cool. So I'm going to taper the sides. I see that some of these Montels are constricted right here, right above the barbs. Just so happens to be right where the concrete is, which is okay. Get rid of the dull spots. Oh, come on. Yeah. Oh, well. I'm starting to get napper's cramp or napper's fatigue. Yeah. I'm just working on symmetry now and trying to get the edge sharp. if I do this right, I can pop out these step fractures and create a hollow ground effect. Like hollow grinding the edge of a steel blade. You can pop out some pressure flakes that will thin down the edge with those bulbs of pressure. Same as bulbs of percussion, they're just not made with percussion. Come on. I'm trying to hit those dull spots, but it's just crushing it, and not in a good way. Anyways, that's it. It's just got a little charming defect. Yeah, that's it. It's just got a little bit of a defect, that's all. Yeah. See, it's too wide for that one. See, these, it was probably hafted like a knife. Probably. See how wide that is? Probably hafted like a knife like that. Yeah. Because for a projectile point, you need a pretty big. This is my biggest that lateral dart foreshaft. It doesn't fit in that, but it fits in the knife handle. See what I mean? So I think some of these were knives, especially the ones that had the wide stems. It's got nice translucency. I'll put this in the brokes and bifaces for the auction. But yeah, I would still have to, even though it's broken. Yeah. If I was going to use it, yeah, just got a shorter. See, I think what happened is the barbs are just there to lengthen the length lengthen the blade, right? To make the blade edge longer. If it snapped off, you can still use the blade edge. It still works. It just, for hafting purposes, sometimes I believe that the barbs were incidental, not intentional, because they wanted to preserve the length of the blade, but still have the stem to haft it within that same length. Instead of having to make a longer piece, they just drive the stem into the blade itself, and it creates barbs. You know what I'm saying? That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. Okay, I'm going to say goodnight. Sorry I broke that barb off. I know that's disappointing. Yep. After all that time spent, and that's beautiful flint that's too good for us. That's why it's too good for us. Yeah, because that's things like that happen. With material that it shouldn't happen with. Because it can be thinned down nicely, it can be sharpened really nice. Except for that concrete area. And it's got some translucency. It's got little speckles in it. Yeah. I've seen artifacts made with this stuff that's got the speckles. Yeah. Whatever those are. So you saw how it even with my widest foreshaft, it didn't fit. Where is it? Did I drop it? Oh yeah, it's right here. See, this is the widest foreshaft. Well, not one. It's one of the widest and thickest foreshafts I have, and it's way too wide for that. But it fits pretty good in the knife handle. That's why I use a knife handle, in case you're just joining us. Okay? What did they hunt with those larger, very large points? Probably people. Yeah. Might be surprising. If you look at the art, especially in Central America, the atlatl darts that were carried by warriors had very large points. When Ishi the Indian was hunting bears, he did not hunt with large points. He hunted with the smallest ones that he had when he was hunting large bears. Okay? I think these were war points. The large atlatl dart points were war points. If you want to hunt a big animal, you don't need such a big long point. But to make sure your enemy dies, yeah, it's important that, or get scared. You don't want to be hit by one of these. Yeah. Okay. Humans are, how should I say this? The vital organs on humans are much more easily injured than on a large animal. And very easy to cut. And it has a big effect. So I think the large atlatl dart points were for warfare. Yeah. Let's see. The feather frontiersman. Ever think all the broken projectiles were broken by fate? It was predetermined no matter what you did? Yeah, I guess so. Some people that believe in determinism say that. Yep, that's it. Jesse said, megafauna, giant sloths, cave bear, bison, camels, mammoths, all that jazz. Yeah, they hunted megafauna, but the clovises, the average size of a clovis is only 3 inches long. If you look at all of them put together, all the clovises ever found, and you average all the sizes, it's about 3 inches long. That's it. Needle tips work well on fish cleaning. Yeah, these tips. Yep. They also work well to penetrate thick hides and thick hair. The needle tips. It doesn't have to be a big blade. It can be a needle tip on a smaller blade. But I would just, if I was cleaning fish, I'd just use a flake. And then scale the fish, I'd just use another flake. Scale the fish with a flake and then open it up with a flake. You can't get a napped edge that thin. I would just use a flake. And then to scale it, you can use one side of this flake, or you can just get another flake. Depending on the size of the fish, of course. Bill says, they were hunting dinosaurs, bro. Let's see, just a random Bigfoot. Do you think a lot of the Elk River points were skinny just because that's where they were discussed? Something like they had been completely exhausted and were no longer able to be resharpened? I don't know. I think they got skinny from resharpening, yes. Oh, because that's the state that they were discarded. No, I think they were probably still used. Just because they're found like that doesn't mean that they were discarded. Sometimes, people die and they have possessions with them and they're buried with their possessions. Doesn't mean that they were discarded necessarily. Sometimes they were, I guess, but if you can still use it, someone would have used it. Was mighty fun watching the reduction. That's my favorite part. Awesome. Just a random Bigfoot for real. I'm new to all the southwestern points. Someone's laughing. Junior, are you laughing at us? Let's see, who else is laughing at us? Lance McGillian says it looks good even with the defect. I think so. Yeah. I could clip the other one off to match if I wanted to. It'd be a clipped Montel. Yeah, I can clip the other side off. But yeah. I might save it for my keeper case. No, it's going to go in the Brooks and bifaces. Yeah. Someone can use it. But that's what I would use it for. I'd use it for a knife. Okay. I did a wide base intentionally. Just like some of them in the book. All right. Okay, so that's it. I think that's it. I'm going to say goodnight. I'm not seeing many questions. How sharp is that? Well, just if you can kind of guess by looking at it. It's got like a sawtooth edge, but it is sharp. If you could zoom in, if I could zoom in. Now, how sharp is that? It's not as sharp as a steel blade, but it has like that sawtooth effect, so it's not smooth. It's not like one of these flakes down here. So when people ask me, how sharp is that? It's not as sharp as one of these flakes. Right? I can't get the same kind of edge. See how smooth that is on a flake? You'll never get it that smooth on the edge, but you can get it thin down to be similar. But it's not as sharp as a flake. See, the thinness is about the same, but there's no way I can get an edge like that. My edge is fatter. So you can kind of judge by looking at it how sharp it is. Unless you can tell me how to judge it, like a scale on 1 to 10. But I had to compare it to what? Compare it to a flake is a 10? This is like a 5 then. Maybe a little bit better if I get real persnickety and straighten that edge out more. It's all kind of jaggedy. The more jaggedy it is, the worse it is. Compared to this, how straight that edge is on this one. Or on this side. The straight edge works really good for cutting. Yep, I'm going to say goodnight. Okay. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Tuesday. That means I'm going to try to get a challenge set up. I broke off Mr. Piggle's other ear. I did, didn't I? When did that happen? Uh-oh. So he had a broken ear before. Now I broke this one off completely. Dang it. I bet you it's in the trash. He's angry now. Dang it. I'll have to do some repairs. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Pigglesworth lost both ears now. Transverse points look weird with the flat edge, but that's what they worked super sharp. Oh yeah. They were super sharp, all right. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Tuesday, challenge night. Yeah, the broken barb flew over there and knocked off his ear. Yeah. That's a good analysis right there. Okay. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.